We're on.
In 3, 2, 1, welcome to another episode of 3500 TV.
Or sell your home for more even.
That's the one. Sell your home for more, where we are talking to the local community about how to maximise that top dollar. And today we're going to use a fishing analogy from our old mate Braeden, who was on 3500 TV.
The Steve Irwin of the Murray River.
That's it. And like he says, you have to fish where the fish are. And it's the same now with putting your property on the market. You have to put your property on the market where the buyers are looking.
So a good analogy is similar to advertising your property as to fishing. You've got to have numerous different hooks with numerous different baits to make sure we get the biggest fish. Essentially, we get the best buyer in the property world. So Lukas, as we know, he's a bit of a joker. He wanted to kick us off with a bit of a joke this morning. So what have you got for us?
So what do you call a fish with no eye?
You said you were going to tell me on the show.
You don't get it, do you? There's no eye in fish. All right. Going back to talking about the what we're really talking about is you really can't sell a secret. So it's about when putting your property in the market. We've talked about styling, pricing the properties right, whether you're the helper or the helped, and many different other things. But Luke, today it's about that secret. So why is it so important to put your property on the market in so many different places?
Well, realistically, so that we can draw on as many people as possible to get as many people to the property as we can. Essentially to have enough people fall in love with it and enough people want it, that price goes up. Essentially that's what you're employing us to do. So it's about us gathering as much interest as we can realistically to push that price up. So there's a whole heap of different areas that we can influence this and make it happen through the marketing. Kick us off with the first little tip that we've got.
So we're going to go through five quick things about making sure that you're doing these things. So of course, I think first and foremost, if you're putting a property in the market, especially sort of with an agent, we've got a database of people that we're always working with, the buyers. Like I think we meet new buyers every single week. So today, Saturday, we've got people coming through open homes. There's going to be people that are going to be looking. There's going to be people that are missing out on each property. So what happens with the balance? Well, we've got them there. And can be pushing them straight away as soon as we are aware of a property that's ready to go on the market, and pushing the right person in your direction to your home.
Further to that point, and we will go obviously more into that, but it sort of ties in a little bit with the database. Obviously, we've got the database of people actually in our database, but obviously, as right now, being on Facebook, we also have realistically a massive database of people that aren't necessarily in our database, but they're on our database in Facebook in followers. So that's something that obviously we can draw upon as well to put things on, like I have probably about to hit in about 10 minutes. I've got a scheduled post for an open home this morning, so I will also give that a plug while we're here. First open for 23 Palm Springs Drive this morning. It is a beautiful home. It's about 4 years old. Very, very high quality, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. A little bit of hidden study space. And
if you haven't, go to Luke Walker's page and check out the video on the property, or just Google 23 Palm Springs Drive, and it's an absolute scorcher.
And it's open at 11 o'clock, so we'll catch everybody there then.
And well, I think that's a big part as well. Open for inspections are a big part of giving people the opportunity now. Not everybody's going to be inquiring straight away on the property. They find it on maybe the internet, or they're driving around town and they just want to check the property out. And they want to make up the decision once they've actually looked at it. So they'll drive around town, come to an open for inspection, whether it be announced or unannounced, have a look through, and from there, it gives it an opportunity for the person to actually see the house, and that's when they are going to be making the decision, is if it suits all their needs.
Realistically, in terms of selling a secret, if there's not an open home as such, you're only going to draw on the active buyers. Essentially some people that might want to come for that sticky beak.
Yeah. Good morning, Vince. Thanks for that thumbs up. Good morning.
For the people that might just essentially want a sticky beak, but you know what? They come in, they fall in love. You know, without the open home, then unfortunately you don't create that. You know, and even for the active buyers, the people that aren't active buyers, make the active buyers think they need to get their back end in the gear. You know, so
well, it really goes like from week in, week out. We do open homes, and there's one person that always rocks up at almost every open that says, "Oh, I saw the sign, and I just wanted to check it out." And
also our Facebook ads.
Well, prime example, we had an auction a few weeks ago, and the person rocked up. They saw that the auction was that day. They rocked up and they made an offer on the day. And the main reason was they saw the opportunity to come check out the property. No, I think that's a great segue again. I love the segues today into into the next point, which is street signage, open home boards, the sign out the front. It gives people, as they're driving around town, they'll follow some pointers if they're sort of in the market, or if they're sending the markers, see what's going on, whether they stop or not. Well, it's one of those things that they're being guided to your house, and then with the signboard out the front, they can contact us and definitely just again say, hey, look at me. And pull up, and with there's information out there on the front, or they can just Google the address straight away and have it all there instantly in the palm of their hands.
Being from the country, a little bit of country analogy for that, I guess, is sheep follow sheep. So if you're steering the sheep where to go, they're going to go there. So you know, as far as signage goes, yeah, that's part of the reason why you'll see 400 open boards around on a Saturday morning trying to steer to our open home.
Yeah, that's it. Last, or a few more things, of course. The main sort of advertising mediums, of course, is you've got your newspaper, your print advertising, whether you be flyers and everything. That just creates everybody the awareness of the property. And I think it's one of those things that's still very important in today's day and age. So I think, which we didn't really cover. So as soon as you put your property on the market, I'll say it's unfortunate, but you can't pick where your best buyer is going to come from. That could be on a database straight away. It could be from the newspaper. It could be somebody that's driving around town. It could be somebody that's on a weekend holiday from Melbourne. It's somebody that's just flipped through the paper, saw your property and said, this is the one. Or somebody that's flicking through realestate.com or flicking through Facebook like we can do on the internet, and they're just going to rock up and pay that top dollar price.
It's a very common thing that we need to sort of be saying, you know, particularly to somebody that's looking to put their home on the market for $1,000 of marketing. It could cost you 10 grand if you don't do it. You know, so that $1,000 just might find that buyer that was in a different area that we found by spending that money. So if you don't spend that money, essentially you could cost yourself a lot. So in terms of selling a secret, you've really got to make sure that you have as many of those hooks out there with as many different baits as you can.
And well, the big one. What's the big one?
The big one.